Hello everyone and welcome to ChangeCockpit Microsoft Ignite News Special. Ignite, the technical conference from Microsoft, is currently running in Chicago from November 19th to the 21st of November. This presentation is about all the real news. With real news, I mean news which weren't already announced in the last Change Cockpits. That's old news. I only added the new news according to the book of news, which is published by Microsoft, and I also filtered a lot of blog articles till now for new news. All these presented news here will also be included in the regular Change Cockpit as soon as they are really being rolled out. So, let's save you some time so you don't need to view all the breakout sessions, except if you want to go for a deep dive. But here is an overview of everything you need to know regarding Microsoft 365 changes at Ignite. First of all, let's start with the out-of-the-box agents in Copilot. Yes, a lot of changes are about AI and Copilot now. Makes sense. So first of all, Microsoft brings new out-of-the-box purpose-built agents to Microsoft 365 Copilot. First of all, that's was already available in preview. Agents in SharePoint will be generally available GA. This is Agents in SharePoint GA is a feature where you select, as a starting point, you select folders and documents, click on Create an Agent directly from the SharePoint document library, and then a new agent will be created based on this information or using the selected information as input. That's a very interesting case for, let's say, an HR agent. You only select your current documents, your work policies or whatever you like, and then when a user prompts this Copilot agent about, hey, how many holidays do I have, or what are our national holidays or whatever, then only the newest and the most up-to-date information which was selected during creation of the agent will be used as input, and not everything Copilot has access to. That's an example of the agent in SharePoint, which is GA. Then we have a new out of the box agent, or let's say agent templates. Employee self-service agent for workplace related questions, HR and IT, that's currently in private preview. Then the facilitator agent. Facilitator agent is, this was already also announced at Build, I think. Now it's really coming. That's one of the new Teams functionalities. Facilitator means this is a Copilot will be joining as a virtual person to a Teams meeting and will then start writing the Teams meeting notes, and you can also collaborate with this Copilot agent in Teams meetings, ask it questions and so on. So it's a notes creator, chat summarization. It's also for one-to-one and group chats usable. You can then ask Copilot, hey, Copilot, give me a summary of this file inside a specific group chat, and then you will get it in there. So it's like a virtual person you can talk to also during the meeting. That's the facilitator agent. Then you get the interpreter agent. Interpreter means this feature, or the interpreter feature, is already possible for years now during Teams meetings. Interpreter is a translator, but a real person translator, which real-time translates or in time interprets the meeting, and you can then choose the interpretation language. If this feature is enabled on a meeting, let's say a feature is the meeting is held in English, but I want to listen to it in German, I choose the real-time interpretation language of German, and then I can listen to the translated language. That's live, or meaning from a real person. But now this will be available as a Copilot interpreter agent, meaning this real-time interpretation will be done by Copilot in currently or starting in up to 9 languages. This will simulate, and it will also be possible to simulate the personal voice while interpreting, meaning you listen to me in my voice now in English, probably, and you can now start to translate this into German using interpretation agent or interpreter agent, and then you will listen to me in German, but with my voice. And that's quite an interesting feature, I think. So this will be in preview early 2025. Then the project manager agent, another one for virtual person agent. I call it like this. That's a planner manager. You can ask it to create planner plans, but you can also assign a planner task to this virtual agent, the project manager, and it will start to work on this task. Let's say you have a task, draft new marketing campaign documentation or whatever, then it will start to draft it, and you can also go back down into the task and add a note in there, ask it to change some things, and it will then behave and do this for you. So that's like a virtual agent person or a virtual assistant. So we are now currently in a shift from pure prompting in Copilot, prompting and answering, to virtual and autonomous agents. I think this is a big shift because it will now allow AI to work in the background and autonomous from only prompts. This is where we are also on the next announcement. That's the autonomous agents. You can create agents in Copilot Studio, which then take actions on your behalf. You have different triggers available, like receiving an email, and you can start directly in Copilot Studio to create them with templates from the new agent library. The just mentioned agents will also be available in this new templates library. And if you are a developer, then it's quite interesting to know that you can use the new agent SDK to build these Copilot autonomous agents. Then Copilot Studio will get some more or some other updates, like the image upload. You will be able to upload images to Copilot, then the agent will analyze this. And if you create an agent which should analyze images for sure, and will then engage in Q&A regarding the content of the uploaded image. Then building a voice-enabled agent to talk to the agent that's currently in private preview will also be quite interesting, to talk to my computer about which tasks it should do for me, using a voice-enabled agent. And then a knowledge tuning feature inside Copilot Studio. So let's say you have an agent which can't answer something because the knowledge is missing. In an agent, you always specify the knowledge sources. Then you can go in there and identify the gap in this agent and add the relevant sources, new sources, so it can answer the next time. Another personal announcement or for personal new feature is the Copilot Actions. As we can see here on the screenshot, we are in Microsoft365.com. You have the Copilot that's still already available. That's the Biz Chat. Also available is Copilot Pages, and now the newest addition will be the Copilot Actions. Actions are like template prompts which can be run, or custom prompts you specify which can be run on a schedule or on a trigger. Meaning you can, as an example, compiling weekly reports or schedule a daily summarization of emails using a schedule Copilot action, and then it will send you a summarization of emails or give you a summarization of emails every day at 8 in the morning. So you don't have to go in yourself and ask it every time. It can be scheduled on demand or based on event triggers, like when I get an email, please summarize it for me. Then Copilot Pages will get some new updates. Copilot Pages is the feature where you create a new page from a BizChat response or a BizChat conversation. So let's say you are in Copilot. Here in this screenshot, you are in work mode. Ask some stuff inside using the chat, and then you decide, oh, that's quite interesting. I want to continue work on this topic or on this content. Then you click on edit in pages and a Copilot page will be created. That's the current functionality of Copilot Pages. Then you can add or invite other other persons to collaborate with you on these topics, and the start of the information is a Copilot result. Now this is this is nothing new, but now the new features will be Copilot pages will support rich artifacts like codes, interactive charts. As we can see in here, we have an interactive chart added to a Copilot page. You will have diagrams and math support. Multi-page support, you will be able to create multiple new pages in one single chat session, and not only one. And you can also add content from multiple chat sessions into one single page. That's quite important if you continue working on it. Then ground on page content, that's a feature which will, let's say you create a page and you start or you continue work on this, you add new information in the Copilot page. And when you go back to the chat and ask questions, it will then use the updated information in this page as input, and therefore makes better responses or more relevant responses to you, because it detects that you updated the output, which that this output from the page is more current than the output it gave to you before. And pages will be available on mobile experiences, meaning iOS and Android, and not only on desktop applications. Then if you are in a Teams meeting, Copilot is currently available, or can leverage chat and transcript, meaning voice, when voice transcription is enabled in a Teams meeting, as input and analyze, and you can work with Copilot based on this information. Now, Copilot will be able to analyze screen shared content, so it will be usable to ask questions or reuse the content which is shared. Examples are: which products had the highest sales? What was feedback per slide? If you have multiple slides on a slideshow, rewrite the spreadsheet, which is just shared at the moment or is being shared, as a table with only rows that are on track. So even filtering in the currently presented shared spreadsheet, that's quite interesting new feature. Then if you share files in a one-to-one or group chat, you will be able to create or to click on summarize down here, summarize in private, and then Copilot will summarize the content of the just shared file for you, so you don't have to open it to see what's in there. That will be only done if you really have access to the content of the file, so the permission will be respected. Then Copilot in PowerPoint will get some new updates. First of all, the PowerPoint builder, the narrative builder based on a file, which gets some updates. Creating presentations from a file is available for a long time now, but the narrative builder will get updates. Input document into the branded design. If you have a brand center configured or an organization asset library configured for Copilot, then it will use branded design from your templates and create this new presentation. Now also not only speaker notes, but also built-in translations and animations. This will be GA in January, or should be GA in January. Then presentation translation, you will be able to translate whole PowerPoint slideshows to another language directly with Copilot. This will be for PowerPoint Web, will be GA in December this year, and then for desktop applications in January next year. And organization image support, images stored in your asset libraries or brand centers will be used when creating presentations. Actually, that's not really new. I think this was already announced. Sorry for that. Then Copilot in Excel gets a new starting experience. If you want to create a new spreadsheet you have different scenarios by default, project book, inventory tracker, sales report, and so on, then it will create a new template with headers and add formulas and visuals, as we just see here on the screenshot. Then for sure, Copilot in Outlook also needs updates. Copilot in new Outlook users will be able to ask Copilot to schedule focus or one-to-one. We see it here in the video. Schedule a meeting with my manager. It will search next week. It will search for a free time slot in this time frame, and then you just send out the one-to-one directly from Copilot chat. That's quite easy, so you don't have to view the calendar of all involved people. And Copilot will also find then the best available time, and you will be able to draft a new meeting agenda with a prompt directly from new Outlook. Or speaking about a new Outlook, we have seen during the last Change Cockpits, there are now also changes rolling out and split the functionality again between Outlook Classic and new Outlook. First, when Microsoft introduced the Copilot, they announced it will only be supported in new Outlook. Now they decided, because people don't already want to change or didn't want to change to new Outlook, then that they bring features like draft, rewrite, and summarize to classic Outlook, and now all new features, it looks like all new features will only be rolled out to new Outlook again. So the functionality will split again between the Outlook versions. And speaking about these versions, new Outlook is already GA for a longer time for commercial accounts as well. With commercial accounts, I mean enterprise and business licenses, and not consumer accounts like Gmail or Outlook.com. So now they also announced, when they came up with new Outlook, that there will be an opt-in, an opt-out, and a cut-over time frame. But we don't know yet about the details about these time frames. Now, as we are on GA for new Outlook, we are here now, we are on the opt-in. And now they will start to switch to the opt-out for business licenses in January. This means if you have a business license, business standard, business premium as an example, then your users will be opted in automatically starting in January to the new Outlook. Yes, they can still opt out and switch back to Outlook Classic. And enterprise licenses E1, E3, E5 will be switched to opt out in mid of 2026. So it's more than 1.5 years to go. So nothing to do there, I think, currently. And afterwards, at some time, we don't know yet, then the cutover phase will be announced. We really have no idea when this will be. Then next updates, Copilot in OneNote will get a new feature, will be able to organize ideas. It will pull this information on a combination of your typed notes, of your handwritten notes in Outlook, if you do handwriting in in OneNote, if you do handwriting in OneNote, and voice notes added to a OneNote notebook, and then it will pull together this information and create new ideas and organize these in the current section. You have an organize function, a new organize function, including specifics, and you can then add or specify number of groups and type of groups when doing the reorganization in the current section. Places was already announced GA, but now the new features are location understanding. AI-powered location understanding checks or analyzes your meetings and then recommends in-office day based on scheduled in-person meetings. So currently you can set your office days or your location in Outlook to tell the system and all on your colleagues when you are in office and when we are working remotely. And you can also specify if you're in office in which building you are, if places or buildings are configured in your environment. Now, the Places AI-powered location understanding will now analyze your meetings, and let's say it sees that 3 out or 4 out of 5 people are in the office at the day when this meeting happens, it will then propose to you that you should go into the office as well. And that's the team guidance and the planned attendance. And you can also manage booking with Copilot. Copilot will manage your room bookings, including meeting. And if you do any changes, updates, or if you have conflicts in bookings, in recurring meetings, Copilot will manage this for you. Now we can see this on the screenshot in here. The Places Finder, you have the new option, Rebook Declined Rooms, as an example in there. And you will also get space analytics. If you are using Places, then you can analyze which spaces are used and which aren't really used in your environment. So that's for Places. And I think also the recommended in-office days, this location understanding, it wasn't specified, but my interpretation, this will be a premium feature, meaning you need Teams Premium for this. Then Copilot in M365 admin centers will be integrated into multiple admin centers. Last ChangeCockpit announced that it will be integrated in Microsoft 365 Admin Center. Now it will also be integrated in Teams and SharePoint Admin Center. We got this Copilot integration. You can ask Copilot about help you troubleshoot an issue and so on. So you have direct chat integration inside the 3 admin centers. This is currently in private preview and will GA early 2025. Then during Copilot adoption, it's quite important to have Copilot analytics to see what people or what your users are doing. You will get now better Copilot analytics. There is a new umbrella term, that's the Copilot control system. And this Copilot control system includes this Copilot analytics, like Copilot dashboard. This isn't really new. Copilot dashboard is known for a long time. Microsoft 365 Admin Center reporting will get some updates. Viva Insights and Copilot dashboard is integrated into Viva Insights, will get this new Copilot business impact report. This will be quite interesting, I think. And Viva Insights, that's a bigger one because Microsoft, they switched back and forth what kind of features they want you to give for free, included in Microsoft 365 Copilot license from the Copilot dashboard, because originally you need to have a Viva Insights license to use the full functionality of Copilot dashboard. And they gave us more and more functionality because they know that it's very important to have this Copilot dashboard available during for a successful adoption of Copilot. And therefore Viva Insights will be included in the Microsoft 365 Copilot license now at no additional charge as part of this new Copilot analytics. This will be in early 2025. Then switching to Edge. Edge will get some updates regarding management. First of all, if you use Edge Management Service that's integrated in Microsoft 365 Admin Center, you will get, you see this here, admin Microsoft.com, settings, Microsoft Edge. You will get on customization settings the password deployment option for secure password deployments. Let's say you have shared password for websites. You will be able to add these credentials and distribute these credentials to your users using a secure manner. That's preview in the coming month. Then you will be able to deploy policies from the Edge Management Service also in Intune, and Edge will get a new scareware blocker. So if somebody is accidentally surfs on a website which tells the user, security warning, your computer is infected, that's scareware, which tries to download something or whatever, and it will now detect this scareware and tell you, hey, this site looks suspicious. We suggest avoiding this page, and you can either close the page or continue, and or ask, how did I get here, and so on. So scareware detection will be included in Edge browser. Then regular Teams updates regarding meetings with regular Teams, I mean without Copilot. So first of all, transcription for multilingual meetings, you select one of the 51 supported spoken languages and one of the 31 the supported destination translation languages, and then the transcript will capture the discussion regardless of the spoken language. And it's also important to know that this will be multi-language transcription will be supported. So currently you set the transcription to one language, and if someone speaks or talks into another language, then transcript can't capture this, and this will now be available. And then you will get intelligent meeting recap translation. This means your intelligent meeting recap, that's Teams Premium or Copilot licensed. This intelligent meeting recap will be auto-translated to your selected meeting language and not to the default language. Then Storyline will be integrated in Teams. Storyline is a Viva Engage functionality. This will be integrated directly into Teams. The preview will be in early 2025. And Storyline, if you know WhatsApp status or Signal updates or whatever messenger you use, this is some kind of this. So a person can update his or her storyline and add there some information about it, and other people will be able to visit or view this storyline information directly in Teams. So this will be integrated. And then the new chat and channels experiences is currently rolling out in preview. That's quite a big one, because the new chat and channel experiences removes the Teams button from the side right, from the left menu in Teams. That was a very important part of Teams, the Teams section. But so you don't have to switch back and forth between Teams conversations and conversations in one-to-one and group chats. You don't have to switch the module anymore, because Teams will be integrated in the chat section. So everything will be in there. You will be able to add sections to organize yourself. You can add or group together some chats and teams and so on. So the users will find all teams also inside chat and not in the Teams section or in the Teams module anymore. That's quite a big one, but that was already also integrated into ChangeCockpit. So that's why I only mentioned it here again. Then security exposure management. This was available in preview since March this year, and the big news here is that it's now GA. This consists of attack surface management, attack path analysis, which is shown on this screenshot here, and unified exposure insights, which gets the exposure information from different defender or third-party solutions, gets them together and shows you your exposure, security exposure insights. Then insider risk will be extended for risky AI usage events. So you will see if someone uses risky AI or in a risky manner, the AI prompt, some risky AI, a risky prompt entered in M365 Copilot as an example, risky sensitive response received from Copilot. With sensitive response, they mean that sensitive sites, or if you have a labeled site, and if you do some strange things now, like obfuscation labels of sensitive files removed on SharePoint, then this will be if you use information insider risk protection, this will trigger an event for this user. Therefore, risky AI usage will be integrated into insider risk. Then DLP, data loss prevention, will be extended for Microsoft 365 Copilot regarding data oversharing control. That's one of the data oversharing control features which are new. And you will be able to configure DLP policy and add the checkbox exclude content from processing in Copilot. So let's say your highly confidential labeled Word documents will not be available to Copilot summarization anymore after you configure this DLP policy. That's one example. Yes, I know That's only new from the UI perspective. This was announced, I think, 2 months ago in ChangeCockpit. I also have announced this because this was available with the set label PowerShell commandlet to exclude a specific label from Copilot processing. Yes, now you will do more granular configurations, not only on label, but also with other rules in DLP. Data oversharing assessments will now be possible, so you can scan files or data repositories like SharePoint sites with overly permissive user access. This means if a user in your environment accidentally shared the general channel from the HR private team with the people in your organization link type, then everyone in your organization has access to all the data in there. That's oversharing. You didn't see this, or your user didn't see this before, but Copilot will find the information in there because it has now access to it because of this oversharing, and you will now be able to identify using in Purview using oversharing assessments. You will see in there files accessed, items accessed, and so on. Then some Entra updates. I didn't find any Entra ID specific updates in Book of News till now. So there are 2 updates regarding Entra private and internet access. Entra private access will get support for a DNS, a private DNS in Purview, so your users will be able to access a resource in your internal network by using a single label name or a host name. So if an application still has this requirement and can't work with FQDNs, then you can use private DNS in Purview and access it anyway. And Entra Internet Access will get support for continuous access evaluation. So someone loses access to the internet if conditional access triggers deny or a block access, as an example, almost instantly. And the TLS inspection feature that's in private preview. This is for enhanced URL web category filtering based on full URLs and not only on the domain name. Then we have Windows 365. There is a new hardware device announcement. If you are using Windows 365 as cloud PCs, then this will be probably quite interesting to you, because you can access this device is designed to access Windows 365. It replaces current access computer or whatever you use currently to access cloud PCs. This Windows 365 Link is a new device and will be available in April for $349 US list price. It has dual 4K monitor support for USB ports, Ethernet ports, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth, as we can see in here. So this PC will update itself during the night when it's not in use. So it's up to date. It has the most recent security standards. It can use security keys like FIDO keys for logon and so on. So this will be able to, you will be able to use this to, or your users to access your cloud PCs. Then in the Windows 365 updates category, we have this new Windows 365 frontline feature. That's a shared mode for Windows 365. This is for users who need, let's say, brief access to ad hoc tasks. They only want to log in quickly, do something, and don't need a persistent assigned Windows 365 cloud computer. And data will be deleted when these users sign off. That's in preview. That's a new Windows 365 frontline feature, shared mode. And then you will also get Windows in mixed reality. If you have MetaQuest headsets, Windows 11 full capabilities will be available in the MetaQuest headset. So we will see, you can use this MetaQuest headset as monitor replacement. That's quite an interesting feature. It was published in under the Windows 365 update, but after searching around, I found that this will be has nothing to do with Windows 365. It's just a regular Windows 11 feature together with Meta Quest headsets. So that's it for this Ignite updates. I hope I could save you a lot of time with gathering all the most important news regarding Microsoft 365. And next date is the 27th of November, so Wednesday in a week. We have the next Change Cockpit planned in English from 3 to 5 CET. If you aren't a member yet of Change Cockpit and would like to see the regular update session, which consists around 120 changes every month, which are rolling out in the current and following months, then please contact me for a free demo. And I would say I hope you could learn something. Thank you for watching. See you in the next update, and goodbye.